You're welcome to another episode of What We Wish Our Parents Knew. Today we have another question. Francisco, let's hear it.
They always compare me to my older sister and give my younger brother more attention.
By they, I assume this person is talking about his or her parents, right? Okay, so first off, if for this young person, because I do know that we have some teenagers who listen in on our show, it's nothing new. It's since that children have always felt that they're being compared and they're preferred and their siblings are preferred to them and all that. And I know that back in the day when I would ask my mom about it, they would tell us it's in our minds. I guess children just have a way of picking out when a parent is showing favoritism. Parents claim that they do not show any favoritism. I know that my children, I have only two, so none can say that they're in the middle. I have first and last. My first believes that I prefer my last, who happens to be my son. Interestingly, my son, who is the person I felt should be supporting me, believes I prefer him. So who knows? I probably do. No, but that's a joke. On a serious note, it is nothing new. And interestingly, studies have shown that there's actually something called the middle child syndrome. And that is where the child in the middle, now, it doesn't mean you have to have only 3 children, but a child who is not first or last tends to believe that he or she is made to feel somewhat invisible, is the guinea pig. I remember my nephew saying that he felt that he was the guinea pig because he was in the middle and all that. So middle child syndrome is a reality, and it's something that parents should be aware exists. What do you do? Even though we claim to love our children equally, I honestly do not know what we're using to measure that, but we need to be mindful that there is a possibility that a child feels insecure, feels neglected, feels picked on, feels insignificant because he or she is neither first nor last. What should we do to avert children feeling that way? Let's understand that each child is unique and each child is different. They individually have their strengths and they individually have their weaknesses. How do we help them feel special? Celebrating their strengths and helping them to work on their weaknesses so that they can become the best versions of themselves. One of the things we do not want to be guilty of is fostering sibling rivalry in our families. So if you're in the habit of comparing your children, please stop it. It is not a good practice. It is not a healthy practice. I say that a lot of the things that we do it from a place of love. We feel that we can stretch them to be better versions of themselves. But one thing we must remember is that shaming is not an effective parenting tool. It never does anybody any good, especially the person that is being shamed. You want to foster a closer bond of unity between your children. You do not do that by comparing them. Celebrate their strengths. If you want a child to become a better version of him or herself, talk to that child about what it is that they can do, not necessarily make the child feel worse than the other one. Until we come your way next time, parents, keep reinforcing values as you parent in this digital age.